back, everybody. Today I'm going to be showing you my new Polesaw attachment that I just picked up. It's going to be hooked up to this Husqvarna multi-tool. Came standard with a weed whacker. This is one you get at like Lowe's or Home Depot. I'm not sure if Home Depot holds them, but I got mine at Lowe's. 128 LD. It's not a big commercial grade. It's definitely a consumer grade. But one of the big selling points was you could put other attachments on it. So you could take the trimmer head off and put... I realized I had never done a video on this or even talked about having it. So I picked up this Polesaw. And we'll go to the shed here and I'll show you what else I got for it over the past couple months. So the first thing I picked up was a blower, and it just hooks right into it. I've got a hedge trimmer, which is pretty cool, and then a brush cutter with a saw blade on it. And then I just the other day, as I was leaving for work one morning, I realized we have this low-hanging dead branch, and it had been already kind of drooping, but I used it real low like this. I mean, I'm about 6 feet tall, and I'm barely hitting my head on these twigs, but we have a couple other low hangers, this one in particular, that needed to come down, so I used this one as the excuse to finally buy this. I've had my eye on this Polesaw attachment for a while, but now I can justify it. So it's actually really quick and easy to put in. All of them come with these little caps that have a loop in them so you can hang them. This is made by Trimmer Plus, which is a division of MTD. So again, these are, you know, homeowner grade. You know, if you're going to go in the business of pruning trees, I would, you know, get a commercial grade. And then you'll just stick this. I'm trying to do this one-handed here. So you'll stick it in, and then you'll have to line it up there. And then you just tighten this down, and away you go. You can kind of see in there, it's got a big star end, and then on this end is the male side. And this is an extension, so you can get out a little further and touch it. We're going to be using this today. Obviously things are going to be falling, so you'll want to be using a helmet. Machinery is loud, you want to use earmuffs, and this just happens to have the face shield. I'll probably use that. You'll want to use gloves, pants, and boots. Speaking of boots, I just picked these up not too long ago. Redwing EXOS light. As the name implies, they are very light. They are safety toe with aluminum. And I'll leave a link for those in the description if you want to check those out. I'll leave a link to this in the description. I'll leave a link to the Polesaw and all the attachments. So I think that's going to be it for the intro here. And the next shot will probably be me cutting some limbs down. Alright, stay tuned. So something I forgot to mention, because this is a chainsaw, it does have a oiler, an automatic oiler for the chain here, and it actually came with a small bottle of it. So you will need to fill that up before using it. I forgot to mention the head here. It actually comes standard with a Oregon brand bar and chain, which are it's actually a really good brand. Highly recommended by a lot of people I know. So yeah, that's a neat little point. Oregon is readily available either on the internet. I know you can even get them at Lowe's, probably Home Depot, that kind of stuff. But I just wanted to mention that real quick. So be sure, for the first time you use it, fill that up. All right. All right, so we're gonna give this a go and see what happens. Looks like I'm going to need the extension, because I'm going to understand you don't want to put your arms higher than your shoulders. So give me a minute, we'll be right back with that. All right, so that was pretty exciting. So I'm sure you could tell it bogged down a little bit, but I mean that was really just towards the end when it was starting to get pretty big, thick around. It's only an 8-inch bar, and you know I was probably cutting. I don't know, that had to be. Oh, let's go take a look here. I mean it bogged down, that's for sure. I mean it might be at the capacity of its range here. Where's that piece? So that's probably a good 3 or 4 inches, and I do have the extension on. So, you know, that eats up some horsepower. But man, that was fun. And again, if you're only going to use this a couple times a year, like I plan on doing, this thing's going to be great. No complaints. I mean, the only thing I don't really like is the scabbard at the end here. I think this is really chintzy, and I think it's kind of a poor design, but I mean, other than that, I mean, this thing is, it's done, anyway, we'll put that on later. It's done everything I've asked it to do, which, you know, isn't much, but, yeah, so this thing is recommended by me, for sure. I mean, what more could you ask for $100? So, if you have any questions, leave them down below. Like I said, I'm going to leave links for a lot of this stuff down below. If any of it sparks your fancy and you want to take a look at it. If not, we'll see you in the next one. Thanks, guys.